Hey y'all, we are here live with We Are Jersey. My name is Melissa. I have Chico's here from Boston. How are you today?
Good, how you doing?
Good, good. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us about yourself.
So I am president of the World of Wealth. We're an entertainment agency out of Stoughton, Massachusetts. We also do a lot of business networking. I'm also the controller at the frequency control domain. I've been in the music business for over 10 years and been rapping since I was 9.
Okay, so rapping since 9, that's really young.
Yeah.
How did you know that was something that you wanted to get into, that was a passion for you?
Well, it started out as something that I used to relieve stress and to kind of express myself, and then over time my entire life just became one big expression. So that's kind of how it started out for me.
Right, and who would you say were your inspiration growing up?
As far as artists?
Right, yeah.
Artists, I was inspired by guys like Jay-Z, Tech Nine, Kevin Gates. Jordan Lucas is a good artist from my city. Yeah, guys like that.
And who would you say as far as the business aspect? Because president and CEO of your own company, that's big. So who would you say you look up to in that aspect?
As far as business?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really modeled my career over behind anybody else's business models, but I can say money is a big inspiration to me when it comes to conducting business.
Right, as it should be.
Yeah.
And what can you say about that journey? Because you said you've been in this for well over 10 years.
Yeah, I started taking my career seriously in college. I went to Bridgewater State University. Ended up getting into a little bit of trouble, which actually enabled me to rebrand myself, which is something I do a lot. I used to go by the name of Cheat Codes, and then when I did my time, I did a lot of soul searching and developed myself and renamed myself into Cheat Codes, and then got out and made a name for myself and built my career to where it is now.
Okay, and would you say that reflects a lot in some of your artistry, the soul searching?
Yeah, soul searching, battle with myself. In my first project, First Step to History, the intro was actually a battle between Chi and Chi to kind of show it's actually created a saga out of it,
right.
Where it's they'll battle each other, one will overcome, then the next battle, the other one will kind of teach the other one something, and they'll kind of join forces and become something bigger. And it's just kind of it's a way of me storytelling my life and kind of expressing exactly what it is I'm trying to put out into the world.
Right, going back to using just music as an expression, right?
Yeah.
And so let's go back to being president of your company. What is that like? How many artists do you have working up to you right now?
Before we were World of Wealth, I went under the moniker of Underworld Records, and I think we had about close to 8 artists. But as I rebranded myself, we have a little bit less, but we're still hiring new employees and still working on developing more artists. Yeah.
And how do you, how is that for you? How do you keep going? Is there something that, you impart on them for them to keep their momentum?
A lot of the guys around me do pretty good by themselves, but I'm just making sure that they stay on track, stay focused, giving them energy to develop themselves and to create more, amplify their expression, make sure that they're, staying on task to what they want to be and what they want to do in the future.
Right, and who would you say that was for you? Who would you say that was for you throughout this journey?
Oh, as far as a mentor for me,
yes.
My political advisor, Rich Phillip, is a big influence and a big help in my career. Yeah. So I definitely would say he's a powerful mentor for me.
And so back to, you had a lot of titles out that you threw out. So can you go expanding more on that?
On my projects? So when I first began my career, when I came out, the first project I released was called First Step to History. Then I went on to make One Power, Death and Dreams, The God of Wealth. I went from there to doing a project called The Prince of Darkness. my last project was called Winning, and right now I'm working on The World of Wealth, which is the same title as the company.
Right. And when can we expect the new project?
Within the next few months.
Yeah.
In a month or two. I'm still doing a lot of behind the scenes work, trying to market it properly, build the right relationships to really go worldwide with this one.
That's exciting. And how do you draw up the ideas for your videos?
Well, I do a lot of meditating and sitting down and thinking and listening to the projects and really trying to see what type of images come in my head when I listen to myself. And then I'll talk with my team members and get some ideas from them about what we think the best move would be to create this project. I'm actually in the process of putting together a major film production for one of my next singles called Call Me Daddy. So
Gosh, that's exciting.
it's all for the lady.
You hear what came.
Yeah.
So let's go into this book. It's very unique.
Oh yeah.
What was the inspiration for it?
Well, I like to, if you look at my aesthetic with my art, I like to play with snakes a lot. I like to be called like the King Cobra. I want to call my fans reptiles because they're the platform of my reputation. So it's kind of like, I wanted to go with like a dragon, kind of like King Cobra, reptilian type of look as leader of the reptilians, the intelligence,
You definitely achieving it. Go ahead. You had mentioned meditating.
Yeah.
How deep are you into that?
I'm actually really deep into meditating. Me and my manager and also my anatomical intelligence trainer, we have weekly sessions where we align ourselves. And she has a very strong, powerful method of helping people with gaining control over their spine. So when you gain control over your spine, which is the essence of the root and the main core to the whole system of the human body, it actually enables you to send more energy throughout your system when you can actually gain full control over that spinal cord in your body. So she reverse engineered the whole awakening, the Kundalini methods and things of that nature. So we usually meet 2 times a week and do some meditations, and I also get a lot of reminders, and I do a lot of I would say she calls them skinny rectangles, but it's a method to help activate the spine, activate the core, to keep yourself aligned.
That's very interesting because I'm aware of meditating,
Yeah.
but like to control your spine, how do you do that?
Yeah, like I was saying with the skinny rectangles, she kind of helps you focus on the maneuvering of the bones in the body. So instead of just telling somebody to just tighten your core, it's more like try to maneuver parts of the spine in a certain way, which actually forces you to activate some of the smaller, more intrinsic muscles inside the body. So when you start gaining consciousness and start activating all those intrinsic muscles in the body, it's almost like, you're not just walking, you're more like upright, like God,
Like more like graceful.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
And how does this, help or I guess influence some of your work with your company? Would you say that you can take some of those practices and apply it to being a president of your company?
Yeah, it definitely helps with once you start getting into the whole concept and idea of how you can shape your body and shape yourself, it actually increases the confidence of how you look and how you maneuver, which actually builds more confidence in how you portray yourself and get yourself to the public.
Right. Is that also a lesson that you impart with people?
Yeah. Anything good,
Most definitely.
Life is good. So health, diet, nutrition, all that stuff plays a role into it. So I try to make sure I'm inclined or on the right path when it comes to my health, because health is a big part of life.
Right. I know one thing someone had told me that discipline was pretty hard in this industry. How would you say that you keep yourself in check and in line and just focus?
Keep my goals in the forefront of my brain, and because of my daughters and my kids and stuff. Those are the really big motivation and inspiration for me. So I always keep in my mind that I can't ever let them down. So if I don't stay focused, bills ain't gonna get paid. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta make sure that, I'm leading them. I maintain the thoughts, and I'm keeping myself in line with the idea of upholding my position and making sure that I'm taking my kid where it needs to get.
Right. You had mentioned daughters. It was 3 daughters, correct?
Yeah, Soleil, Serene, and Zahara.
Beautiful names.
Elements.
Yeah. Beautiful. How is it raising daughters in this industry?
It's cool. I mean, it's definitely tough. It's not an easy job, but they keep me focused.
Right. So you said that you have an album coming up. What else can we expect from you and your company?
Well, we're doing a lot of things behind the scenes to empower our structure and make sure that everything's running properly. As I said before, the frequency control domain is a big system in my network where we actually assist with all developments, trades, and studies. So we provide musical lessons. We do things like teach people engineering, and my mom was a high voodoo priestess. So things like that, we give people access to the things that most people don't normally know about or wouldn't normally think about creating a platform for, to increase the frequency or increase the operation levels of the individual that comes through our system. But the World of Wealth is coming out soon, and that's really what I'm focused on. I got a couple videos, and I know with the whole coronavirus thing, everything's been going digital, so we're focusing on putting together platforms for performances and things of that nature. So we just keep working, keep building. All the artists are moving, and they're doing good, so that's what I'm at right now.
Exciting things to come.
Yeah.
So where can your fans follow you? What are your socials?
They can find me at IAMCHICODEZ on all platforms. Pretty sure, yeah. IAMCHICODEZ.
And where can we find your music? Is it on all platforms?
Yeah, all those platforms. Yeah. Previous, latest release is Winning. You can find that on all music platforms. We got, I think one of the biggest videos we did for that was Keys to the World.
Keys to the World.
Yeah. So it almost like transitions and unlocking this.
The World of Wealth. That's dope. And what artists do you want to see yourself working with in the future?
In the future, right now, I was just telling my guys this, but I'm more so interested in working with a producer. I like DJ Khaled a lot, so I can make that happen sometime in the future. That'd be dope.
And I can see that. I can really see that. Let's put that out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, y'all heard it here live at We Are Jersey. Again, my name is Melissa, and this is SheCodes. And it's SheCodes on all platforms. Follow him. His music is on all platforms as well, so make sure you check him out.
Peace.
Jersey turned up entertainment. Entertainment.